Make the spa day joyful so dogs don't want to leave the table or move away from you, but want to move to you. We touched this a little bit. I'm going to give you a few quick examples because this could be, this is the secrets to my philosophy, what I do in my doggy spa. And we can use tools and methods, and we can respect the doggy's threshold so they will cooperate willingly. There is a huge emphasis in me and in my practice to respect the doggy's threshold so they will cooperate willingly. If you look around and check out groomers on Instagram, Facebook, wherever, you're gonna meet with a lot of people, actually most of them, will share images like they are using the goatee grabs, they are grabbing the cheek hair, and they are using grooming loops and force to get the doggy done. Even for just an image, like you could do like, and the doggy will be like, oh, what's that sound? And instead they will use the goatee grab method to get the doggy focused on the camera. And I need to take a break in those situations because I get so triggered that there's another way, super easy. You don't have to get a treat, you don't have to do anything. Doggy will be like, oh, and you get the cutest face, right looking at the camera. So there is methods and tools and techniques that will respect the doggy and will make their experience so good that they will cooperate willingly. And that's what we aim for, I would say, in the private practice when you have your own salon and when you set up your own salon. So it's going to be an awesome and comfortable experience for you, for the doggy on your table, and for the client who brings the doggy to you. Tools. It's important from health and comfort perspective to use tools for the right task. Like if the doggy has tons of hair and when it's dropped off and the desired haircut is 1/2 inch, do a pre-haircut because doggies and your back will thank you. It's easier to keep a doggy still on the table because it's less triggering for them as opposed to the tub or the blow drying. So if you get rid of all the hair and you do a pre-haircut, as I called it a pre-haircut, then you're gonna have a more cooperative dog on the table, in the tub. You can work faster in the tub. You don't have to worry about a slippery doggy and or a doggy who doesn't like the blow dryer, and you have to spend, instead of 30 minutes of blow drying, you have to spend like 45 or an hour to blow dry the doggy, and you're gonna get rid of that hair anyways. Plus, let alone the shampoo amount and the conditioner amount, what you have to do, have to put on the hair. And from health perspective, if you can get done the fastest possible way with the grooming while keeping the doggy and you comfortable, the better your health will be. And sorry, dog hair. I sweeped up, but it's still, that's how it's gonna be in your doggy spa. And so it's very helpful if you use the right tool for the right situation, right task. Same thing with shears. I'm gonna grab or clippers and brush. Like if you want to significantly shorten the hair, use straight shears or chunkers or curved shears, whatever body part you're working on, and this makes sense. If you want to style, use the thinning shears. If you were to do trimming significant length with this one, it would look absolutely adorable. Gorgeous pretty, but it will kill your whole hand, like one dog. Because these things, I'm gonna leave it here and I will move it in case the kitty cat comes up again. Because these things are amazing for styling and do precise work and shaping up and blending in. But they are not meant to do loads of hair shortening. So while they are awesome, use the right tools for the right task. Same thing, there is a brush. It's called Big K from Chris Christensen. It's about 65, 70 bucks. Big deal. Extra 15 for the tennis grip on the handle to get a very comfortable grip for you and less pain in your arms. And we're going to talk about tools separately as well. But it's very important to take a look at the tools and methods from this perspective as well, because if you were to use other brushes, I'm looking at to find my other one, but I put it away because there was no room. If you were to use other brushes for heavy coated dogs, even for dematting or for styling, loosening up the coat, de-shedding, whatever, the right brush will get the job done half the time, if not less. And as opposed to a brush where it has more, basically double amount of pins than this guy has, and shorter pins, so you need to do crazy line brushing to make sure that you are taking care of the full length of the hair. Let's say this is the doggy's skin, and if the doggy's coat is like 4 inches long and you have a brush that has like 3/4 of an inch long pins, then it's gonna take forever, and your hands and all the repetitive movements what you're doing, it's gonna kill your body. And investing in the right tools, this is one of the things I really don't want you to cheap out on, or go on the budget version. There is another brush, and I'm going to talk about it, that comes close to it, but it's really not a good trade-off for groomers. For parents, those might work. Groomers, you'd really have to invest in a great brush to save your arm, to save your health, and to save the doggy's skin, because parents at home can take several breaks as long as they want, but it's trickier to stay on schedule from a groomer's perspective in case the doggy doesn't like the brushing that much, or you can't reach that deep and you have to do line brushing, and you would do just an hour and a half of dematting brush out and de-shedding brush out on the poor soul with an average brush, and with this guy you get done like in 30 minutes or 45 tops, and it's not an hour and a half job, and those are really hard on your hands and arms and wrists and elbows. It's really a deal breaker not to have one of these. So having the right brush to the right project. Again, I have a tiny one, and we're going to talk about these. This is for doggies with short hair. When I blow dry them, I loosen up the coat with this one, and I blow dry them with a tiny one because it's less heavy, because it has little balls on the tips. It's a kitty brush, but it works amazingly for doggies as well. And I use it on standard size doodles, totally fine. 1/2 inch long coat, 1/4 inch long coat. I'm using the tiny one, this one. And it's more comfortable on the skin when it's less hair, and it's less heavy. So this is amazing, and this is a huge help for my body to stay healthy and comfortable, so I won't be all achy when I get up in the morning or when I get done with the doggy. And so these are what I meant, summing it up real fast, by using tools. Methods. What can you do? I touched the topic a little bit with getting a haircut, a pre-haircut, in case the doggy's current coat is way longer than the desired one, and if the clipper goes through the coat. Because if the doggy owner wants 3/4 of an inch coat, but the coat is really thick, loads of undercoat, the 3/4 of an inch snap-on comb won't go through the coat, just the metal blade, maybe. So you still need to do loads of dematting or de-shedding in those situations. So think about these, what makes sense, and think about the method from comfort perspective. What are the triggers for the doggy? In case you meet with a doggy who hates the blow dryer and fights the blow dryer, then talk with the owners, negotiate. Like, hey, your doggy really doesn't like the blow dryer. So to work around it, I suggest a face feed funny and a brush out, even a pre-haircut, one time. You take the doggy home, give the doggy a wash, air dry the doggy, brush it out, and then you bring it back for a haircut. And then you saved your time and your body from a doggy, and the doggy's comfort again, from a very bad experience. Or use a small blow dryer like this one, if you can, and the coat is not too crazy, long or thick. And the doggy will be more cooperative. So adjust the methods you are using and the tools to the exact case you're working on. And it's super, super easy and flexible if you are your own boss and you work as a solo groomer, because you can talk with the owners, you can negotiate. You don't have to go through and ask permission from your boss or your manager or whatever, and then they maybe say yeah, but most likely they will say no, because you have to get the job done and there is another doggy or two waiting for your other 10. And so there is very little room for negotiation in those situations. So that's why, another thing, why I was like, screw that, I'm gonna be my own boss, I'm gonna have my spa in a way like I like, and the doggies like. So it's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be easy on the doggy and on my body, because there is no worse thing than you have a sort of cooperating doggy on the table and there are other groomers walking around, and then the doggy gets excited or angry or anxious, whatever, and then they're gonna be like, I'm gonna go there, or I'm gonna play with that one, and then they get super excited and they go all over the place or try. And you have to push them back and bring them back and turn around and whatever, and you are back at the start and the time is ticking. So it's very, very beneficial in your body if you are your own boss and you can make these rules. And there is huge space for negotiation, and with the owners and the doggy's threshold and the methods and how you structure the spa day for the doggy. I have several clients who get their doggies bathed at home, and for a face fit 20 or for a full hairstyling, or if the doggy is a mess, I just do the face fit 20 like I mentioned, and a pre-haircut or dematting, and then they take the doggy home, they wash the doggy, I have my notes, I give them a handout about the workflow, what to do, how to do it, in which order, whatnot, and then they bring the doggy back to me. I don't have to blow dry, I don't have to wash. It's amazing. I love it, doggies love it, owners love it, everybody is happy, and my back is much, much happier. So